While you're working with dynamic blocks, or when you're creating them especially, you're going to need to test it in order to make sure that your block's working the way you want it to. Now, this tool, you've seen it in a couple of previous videos before, but I want to kind of really demonstrate its power and how it can help you. So this is called the test block. Now, it's a very creative command, but I'm going to show you how you can use it to make sure what you're doing is working correctly or the way you want it to. So let's start a brand new file. Just go to your templates and use the acad.dwt. I'm going to turn off my grid. You can leave yours on if you want. That's fine. I'm going to go to the Home tab on the ribbon, to the block panel. I'm going to the block editor. I'm just going to call this box. Click OK. So let's start off by making a rectangle. REC for the rectangle command. Press Enter. I'm going to start it at 0, 0. Press Enter. And I think I'm just going to make it 4 units by 4 units in size. Okay, so here I have a block. And when you're working with your block, when you're creating it, you want to use the test block tool. Now, in your block editor ribbon, this is a contextual ribbon that opens up when you get into the block editor. You go to the test block, or you can type in btest block on your command line. It's much easier just to come up here and click on it. And when I go to test it, it puts me in a mode that mimics AutoCAD, but it's still in the test mode. And so when I select my block, you can see, well, there's nothing to it. That's what this block is designed to do. Okay, so when I'm done testing, I come up here to the Close panel on the ribbon and click the Close Test block. And it puts me back into the text editor. Now, as I'm working, I can click on the Save Block button right here, and it will save all of the stuff that I want to do. So now I have this saved. Well, let's add a parameter and an action so that I can stretch this side. I can do a parameter and action, but let's test the parameter sets. And I want to do a linear stretch. So I click on linear stretch, and it's asking me to add my parameter first. So I'm going to add my parameter. That's linear right here. So I'm going to stretch that part. This is the distance I want to change. So I've done that. And now it adds my parameter for me. Great. So I should be good to go. So let's go to the test block again. Select on my block. Okay, good. There's my glyph. I select it. Nothing's happening. Well, what did I do wrong? Well, I'm not sure. That's okay. Let's go back to the test block option. Say, oh, okay, I see here, I'm missing something. What am I missing? Let's select it. And when you select an action, you can right click on it and you can get to a lot of different things. You can rename it, you can delete it, or you can set the set and say, okay, well, I don't think that's being done because nothing's coming up and being highlighted. I can modify the selection set or just make a new one. Well, let's just make a new one altogether. And remember, this is a stretch action. So I want to use like the stretch command. So I'm going to select everything here and let's press enter. Okay, so I've done that. Go to the test block again. And wait, it's still not working. I've done something wrong. Well, that's okay. I think I know what I did wrong. I didn't select the parameter. I didn't follow the instructions properly. Well, that's okay. So close that again. Come back here. Look, see, I still have that little glyph on there and I have the selection box. So why isn't it working? So I'm going to select it, right click, go to action, selection set. I'm going to just make a brand new selection set. I click here and here, just like I did before. I just hit enter here. It says to select the objects. Okay, so I have to pick the objects again. Make sure I've picked everything. Press enter. And look, my little glyph is finally gone. So I think I have it right now. Of course, I thought that before. So we'll go to the test block, select my block, click on the arrow. Now it's working. So that's fantastic. So let's close this and we're back inside our block editor. So you can see here the test block tool, the command, the option, or that mode really helped me out to troubleshoot what was going on while I was creating this dynamic block. So it's very important to use that. Don't assume that you've done everything correctly. You can miss a step so easily, and it's very important to get every step correct. So I tried it 3 times, and on the 3rd time, well, that was the charm, and I finally got it correct. So when you're making, especially making complex dynamic blocks, keep testing. Make sure each part is working the way it should be working before you move on or progress to the next step, or else it just won't work correctly.